So, first of all, how modular are your circuit? Can developers compose or extend them for new asset types or custom privacy logic?
You mean extend in terms of extending software or plugging them into a larger circuit? What is the question? Needs to be specified.
Well, reply for both, let's make it easier.
Yes, so our circuit code can be easily extendable. It's written in modular style, so it consists of sub-modules each circuit. So it's, I would say it's not written in a bad way, it's quite extensive. In terms of plugging this circuit to the larger circuit, so the circuits, you cannot plug any circuit into the system. You need different type of dimensions, so a circuit should have some shape in terms of parameters, of the circuit. So it's extendable up to some point, but not fully customizable for every dimension space.
There's basically in between an API and a hook.
Exactly.
So yeah, makes sense. So second question, I have 4, so it will require some time. What measures are in place to mitigate metadata leaks? Example, timing analysis, transaction correlation, or identifiable patterns improve submission?
Okay, thanks for this question. I'm really happy that it was asked. Because recently we added Tor. Everybody knows Tor, right? Tor essentially is like Hinkal, but browser way of Hinkal.
I tried.
It uses nodes to send your requests. So for outsiders, your requests are not sent from your IP, but sent from the IPs of the nodes within the system. And we have integration of it. Unfortunately, we should have paid some price because Tor adds some time overhead. And when you use it with Hinkal, it will be a little bit slower. But for real privacy maxes, it's a necessary tool, and it's within our Hinkal, and it allows to shield metadata as well. Next step is private mempools. So in order to send not only to public mempool, but to prevent front running and directly set to some private mempools. That's the next step.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. So, next question, you ready? How does the architecture maintain or grow the anonymity set? Is it global per asset or is scoped per pool / deployment?
Yeah, so now we have more of ETH, right, of the asset. It implies that anyone depositing ETH as anonymity set, right, can swap or withdraw or do make any transaction, right, and this person will be inheriting the anonymity set of Ethereum, which is like over 1 million, right? And for like more long tail assets, of course, there is not enough anonymity set now, but you can actually deposit like long tail asset. Let's say you deposit Pendle token. If you swap Pendle token to ETH, then no one knows like who is withdrawing, right, or sending or doing transaction. But I think the way I think about Hinkal and anonymity set, right, as long as we enable users to keep Hinkal as the main wallet, you don't have to overthink too much about anonymity set, because at some point it will become close to impossible to really trace what you do, because you're constantly moving from private wallet to public wallet to private wallet to public wallet, right? So the trace is decreasing with every your incremental transactions, right? And this allows us to actually scale Hinkal very well, right? Because we don't depend on people to just depositing or withdrawing or just doing swaps, right? It's like fully enabled private wallet.
That's also very important. Sorry if I from one question to another, because if we really want to think about ETH as money, privacy is fundamental. Literally, if you want to consider it like concretely, that's its use case.
Yeah, I think like one extra addition here, that we already added this on public account and we'll be ending on private. You know, Ethereum chain and the biggest chains can actually also provide privacy to other chains, right? So the way you do it, right? Let's imagine you move from ETH to base chain, but there is no anonymity set on base chain. There's 0 assets, right, in the shielded pool. Whenever you move asset for like your ETH from Ethereum to base, you inherit anonymity set of Ethereum, right? So that's another big feature that we have.
Actually makes sense. So let's go to the last one. How do you abstract circuit complexity and proof generation from the user? Is there any visible delay, or do you apply asynchronous proof generation / batch? Actually, it's not the last one. Sorry.
Yeah, so the complexity is abstracted within wallet interface. User shouldn't think about serving, obviously, like he should do transactions like he's used to with normal wallets. And we don't use asynchronous proving because you need to capture some information before you prove. You cannot run in parallel. And as I mentioned previously, we have 2 modes, like proving locally for privacy maxis or proving remotely. If you prove remotely, it's within 200 milliseconds, normal for HTTP requests. If you prove it locally, depends on your computer, but if it's M1, let's say Mac M1, then it's within 2-3 seconds overhead.
Okay. Last question. Are there any plans for open sourcing or exposing APIs so developer can be directly on top of Hinkal architecture?
Yeah, so we just open sourced our smart contracts, core smart contracts. Like everything else will come gradually, right? So we have to do more audits. We have to, like polish the code before we actually go broader.
Makes sense. Because you have attackers if you don't do it. If you do it before.
Yes.
Actually, something that I want to underline before ending this conversation, and very thankful to be here actually, is that it was like actually like the same stuff that I told you, like first time we met and also second time we met. Because now a lot of people see like this trend about privacy to pop up some point. But it's also important to say that most of the users, especially like they want to use Hinkal, they want to use like other applications, most users as me, because I was the biggest user of Tornado Cash. Like all of my wallet, I already said public on Twitter, so it's like they're based on Tornado Cash, for example, like before like all of the chaos that happened in 22. And that's like a fundamental use case for most of the people, especially if you are, for example, like a CEO of a project, or you don't want like, it's not about like only like, oh, let's be enemy to the government, to the police. It's just about, okay, I want to do my stuff, but I don't want like other people that do my stuff. Like, for example, if I buy a meme, I don't want that people like connect this stuff with me or whatever other like use case. And I think it's important to underline actually that which was the first question I asked you. That there is way to have a protocol who preserves you anonymity, but at the same time doesn't have a compliance issue. That's one of the things that I think I want to add. If you want to add something, or we can close with this, but this is like very important, like actually.
Yeah, I think this is super important for us because we also focus on institutions. Right, and so like every institutional like liquid fund, which is like more or less grown liquid fund, asks us, well, how do you make sure that your smart contract is not contaminated, right? And for this contamination, we use like now chain analysis, later other tools as well, such as TRM and Crystal. But this is extremely important for us. And
yeah, compliance case is important, but sometimes it reaches extreme in depth of attention to our protocol. Even one curious case, one of our investors still thinks that we are KYC protocol.
And so we can say that, like, for everyone, to especially like to simplify for a DeFi person like me, which I'm studying ZK and privacy, but I'm very, very more like a knowledgeable DeFi person, that Hinkal and also like a lot of this new paradigm, this new trend of privacy protocol, I can use without being scared to be blocked in the future because I use it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you tell me, yes, you can use it?
I cannot guarantee on behalf of other protocols that are out, but I can say that Hinkal, yes, you can use it. You can, you know, most of actually, like lots of our current users are sending money from Hinkal directly to centralized exchange.
That's fair.
Right? And, you know, like we never received any feedback from them that they rejected that deposit.
That's very important. We should have privacy. And so, I think we can close the event. And obviously, we invited Hinkal. And so, back to you. There is a lot of Hinkal if you want to do something.
Yes.
So, thank you to be here, to everyone. Thank you also for the participation, which is like, is always more than we expect, like each event. And yeah, we can close.
Awesome. Thank you.